The Galactic Federation had a classification system for planets. Class 1 worlds were paradise planets with perfect weather and minimal dangers. Class 10 worlds were considered uninhabitable death traps. Earth was classified as a Class 9 death world, a fact humans found amusing when they joined galactic society. Captain Tom Miller of the Human Expeditionary Force yawned as he entered the briefing room aboard the Federation flagship, Eternal Light *. The assembled alien officers, representatives from 12 species, stared at him with their various visual organs. He was late, but he needed coffee. "Apologies for the delay," Tom said, taking his seat beside Commander Rax, a tall, blue-skinned Altarian with 4 arms and bioluminescent patches. Rax leaned over. "You missed nothing. General Vok is explaining the mission parameters." At the front of the room, General Vok, a reptilian Duraxian with armored plates and ceremonial battle scars, gestured to a holographic display of a jungle plant. "This is Nexus 7, recently discovered on the edge of disputed space. Initial surveys show rich mineral deposits that could turn the tide in our ongoing conflict with the Scourge Empire. We're sending a joint special forces team to establish a forward base." Tom sipped his coffee and studied the planet data scrolling beside the hologram. Gravity 1.2 times Earth standard. Oxygen-nitrogen atmosphere with slightly higher oxygen content. Average temperature 95 degrees Fahrenheit with 80% humidity. Periodic electrical storms. The general continued, "There are significant environmental hazards. Nexus 7 is rated Class 7. A murmur ran through the alien officers. Class 7 was considered extremely dangerous by Federation standards. "What specific hazards?" asked Commander Ulm of the Vargun contingent, her feathery sensory crests twitching with concern. General Vok expanded the hologram. "Aggressive fauna, including apex predators in the 3 to 5 ton range. Numerous venomous species. Daily temperature fluctuations of up to 30 degrees. Frequent electrical storms. Some evidence of seismic activity." Tom raised an eyebrow. "Sounded like Florida in summer." "Any questions before team assignments?" General Vok asked. Tom raised his hand. "Sir, I noticed the preliminary report mentions significant freshwater sources. Are there any waterborne pathogens or predators we should be concerned about?" The general looked surprised. "Yes, Captain. The lakes and rivers contain numerous predatory species and waterborne parasites. I'm surprised you're concerned about water where the land presents so many dangers." Tom shrugged. "Just trying to get the full picture, sir." 2 days later, the Joint Special Forces team made planetfall on Nexus 7. 20 elite warriors from across the Federation, including Tom and 3 other humans, stepped out of their shuttle into the sweltering jungle clearing. Lieutenant Mark Jones, Tom's second-in-command, pulled off his helmet and took a deep breath. "Reminds me of the Amazon training exercise." He grinned at the aliens, who were still sealed in their environmental suits. Commander Rax approached Tom, his suit's external sensors flashing with environmental readings. "Captain, my sensors are detecting 5 different toxic compounds in the air." "Yeah, pollen and spores probably," Tom replied, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Nothing our filters can't handle." The alien contingent watched in horror as all 4 humans removed their helmets. "You're exposing yourselves to the raw environment," asked Ulm, her voice crackling through her suit's speaker. "Standard procedure," Tom said. "We need to acclimate. Besides, the atmospheric composition is well within human tolerance." The team began establishing their base camp. The alien warriors moved cautiously, scanning every plant and shadow for threats. Meanwhile, the humans worked efficiently, occasionally slapping at insects that landed on their exposed skin. A distant rumble sounded, and the aliens froze. "Seismic activity," warned Zol, a silicon-based Keldarian. "We should seek stable ground." Tom checked his wrist device. "No, that's thunder. Storm's about 3 miles out and moving this way. We should finish setting up the rain barriers." As if on cue, a massive fork of lightning split the sky, followed by an earth-splitting thunderclap. The alien warriors instinctively dropped to defensive postures. Just a standard electrical discharge called Tom, regular weather pattern for this type of climate. Commander Rax approached Tom as the humans continued working through the approaching storm. Your species shows remarkable adaptation to these conditions, he observed. Tom smiled. Earth has plenty worse. This is basically a tropical vacation. That night, as rain pounded the camp and lightning illuminated the jungle in strobes, the team gathered for a meal. The aliens remained in their protective gear, consuming nutrient pastes through specialized ports. The humans ate local fruit they tested for toxicity. You actually ingest native flora? Asked Ulm incredulously. Sure, said Lisa Turner, the team's biologist. Best way to build immunity to local microorganisms. A blood-curdling roar echoed through the jungle, silencing conversation. The aliens activated weapon systems. That sounded big, Mark commented casually. Probably territorial display. I'd guess one of those apex predators mentioned in the briefing. You seem unconcerned, Rax said. Tom shrugged. We'll set up a perimeter defense, but most predators avoid fire and unfamiliar scents. Basic wilderness survival. The next morning, the team encountered their first major obstacle, a wide, fast-flowing river that hadn't appeared in their surveys. The alien contingent began complex calculations for a bridge or transport system. Tom studied the current, then turned to his team. Looks about 50 yards across. Current strong but manageable. We'll swim it and set up a guide rope. The alien warriors froze, their various expressions showing universal shock. Swim in untreated alien water? Zol's crystalline form vibrated with alarm. The briefing mentioned lethal aquatic predators and parasites. We'll keep our filters in and scan for large signatures, Tom said, already stripping down to his undersuit. Sometimes the direct approach is best. As the humans prepared to enter the water, Commander Rax pulled Tom aside. I understand now why Earth is classified as it is, the alien said quietly. If your species considers these conditions manageable, what horrors must you face at home? Tom laughed. Honestly, we have summer camps where we send children into worse. The alien warriors watched in stunned silence as the humans from the death world waded into the alien river, treating as a basic hazard what they considered a lethal threat.